Greetings, dear learners. Welcome to CEC Gurukul Lectures. In the series of financial accounting, today we are going to begin with a new topic, financial statement of non-corporate entities. In today's topic, we are going to talk about the meaning of financial statements, and we are going to talk about the meaning and preparation of manufacturing account and trading account. In our previous lecture, we talked about the accounting cycle, wherein I told you about how to generalize the entries, that is recording of a transaction in the journal, then posting the transaction in the ledger, and after the ledger posting, balancing of accounts was done, and then after balancing of accounts, trial balance was prepared. The last step in the accounting process is final accounts, and this is income statement and position statement. Income statement that includes trading and P&L account, that is profit and loss account, and position statement that means preparation of balance sheet. The transaction of a business enterprise for the accounting period are first recorded in the books of original entry, then posted therefrom into the ledger, and lastly tested as to their arithmetical accuracy with the help of trial balance. After the preparation of trial balance, every businessman is interested in knowing about two more facts. First, whether he has earned a profit or suffered a loss during the period covered by the trial balance. The second one is, where does he stand now? In other words, what is his financial position? For the said purpose, financial statements are prepared. These financial statements are also known as final accounts. Now the question comes here, what are financial statements? Financial statements are organized summaries of detailed information about the financial performance and position of an enterprise. The objectives of financial statements, that is, these financial statements are the basic sources of information to the shareholders and other external parties for understanding the profitability and financial position of any business concern. They provide information about the result of the business concern during a specified period of time in terms of assets and liabilities, which provides the basis for decision making. The first objective of preparing these financial statements is to know the profitability of business. Financial statements are required to ascertain whether the enterprise is earning adequate profits and to know whether the profits have been increased or decreased as compared to the previous year, so the necessary action can be taken. The other objective of preparing financial statement is to know about the solvency of the business. These financial statements help to analyze the position of the business as regard to the capacity of the entity to repay its short as well as long-term liabilities. The other objective of preparing these financial statements, they provide information about the cash flow, whether in cash inflows or cash outflows. They provide information, useful information to the investors and creditors of the firm for predicting, comparing and evaluating potential cash flows in terms of amount, timing and related uncertainties. The other objective of preparing financial statement is to judge effectiveness of management, because they supply useful information for judging management's ability to utilize the resources of business effectively. They also help in disclosing accounting policies. These reports have to provide the significant policies, concepts followed in the process of accounting and changes taken up in them during the year to understand these statements in a better way. Now, what type of accounts, what type of final accounts are prepared by manufacturing business concern and non-manufacturing business concern? Manufacturing business concerns are those who are involved in the manufacturing of goods. They buy the raw material, they process that raw material into finished goods and then they sell it. So those business concern who are involved in the manufacturing of a product are known as manufacturing business concern. Those business concern who are not involved in the manufacturing of a product, they just buy the product from the market, finished goods, they just buy the finished goods from the market and they sell it. Those are known as a non-manufacturing business concern. So the final accounts which are prepared by the manufacturing business concern are: first, manufacturing account, trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Final accounts which are prepared by non-manufacturing business concern are trading account, profit and loss account and balance sheet. Manufacturing account, the first account which is prepared by the manufacturing concern, is a nominal in nature. So many business concern who are engaged in manufacturing activities, and this involves the purchasing of raw material and incurring labor and other costs in converting the raw material into finished goods. For this purpose, a manufacturing account is prepared in order to ascertain the cost of producing the goods. So basically, manufacturing account is prepared by the manufacturing concern, and this account, the objective of preparing this account is to know about the cost of production or cost of goods sold. Profit is not calculated by preparing this account, as we will be doing in the trading account or profit and loss account. The purpose of preparing this manufacturing account is just to know about the cost of goods produced. This account is normally prepared at the end of the accounting period. Both direct and indirect expenses which are related, which are pertaining with the manufacturing process, are debited to the manufacturing account, and the balance of this account, which represent cost of good produced, is then transferred to the trading account. So whatever the balance of this account, which is generally a debit balance, will be transferred to the trading account. This is the format of manufacturing account. As we know, this manufacturing account is nominal in nature, and all nominal in nature, and nominal account, rule of nominal account says debit all expenses and losses and credit all income and gains. So accordingly, all the expenses are to be debited, are to be shown on the debit side, and since this account do not represent any kind of income, no sale is shown in this particular account, so nothing is shown on the credit side of this account. No income is shown on this account. So as you see on the debit side, the first item, which is direct material, and this include opening stock of raw material and work in progress. There are three type of stock: stock of raw material, stock of work in progress and stock of finished good. But stock of raw material and stock of work in progress is shown in manufacturing account, whereas stock of finished goods is shown in the trading account. That is stock of finished goods. That's why that is shown in the trading account. Similarly, stock, if we are purchasing raw material or unfinished goods, that is also shown in the manufacturing account. If we are purchasing finished goods, that is shown in the trading account. The next item is on the debit side is carriage inward. Carriage inward is the transportation cost which incurred in buying of goods. So carriage inward is a direct expense. It is also shown on the debit side of the manufacturing account. The next item is direct labor, that includes factory wages. Other items are direct expenses. All direct expenses which are related with the manufacturing of goods are shown in the manufacturing account. So the examples of direct expenses are factory rent, fuel, power and gas, factory insurance, depreciation on factory building, manufacturing overheads. So all these expenses are shown on the debit side of the manufacturing account. As you can see, on the credit side of this account, only closing stock is shown, and that is stock of raw material and work in progress. Stock of finished goods will be shown in the trading account only. The debit side exceed the credit side, then the balancing figure, which is known as a cost of goods produced or cost of goods sold. This balancing figure, which is known as cost of goods produced, is then transferred to the next account, which is which is known as trading account. So the balancing figure of this manufacturing account, which is known as a cost of goods produced, is then transferred to the trading account. Let's understand this manufacturing account with the help of one example. So these are the ledger balances given here, and as you can see, the first is work in progress. This is the opening stock of work in progress, which is 34,000. Opening stock of finished goods is also given, which is 31,600. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to segregate all those items which are related with the manufacturing account. So all items which are pertaining with the manufacturing account will be shown in the manufacturing account. The first item which is shown here is opening stock of work in progress. So this item will be shown in the manufacturing account. The second item which is appearing here is stock of finished goods. Opening stock of finished goods, since this item is not related with the manufacturing account, stock of finished goods is shown in the trading account. So this item won't be appearing in the manufacturing account. The other item which is given here is opening stock of raw material. Opening stock of raw material is related with the manufacturing of goods, so this will be shown on the debit side of the manufacturing account. Next item is bank overdraft. Bank overdraft is a liability. So since it is a liability, so this liability will be shown in the balance sheet. So we will be discussing about the preparation, how to prepare profit and loss account and balance sheet in our upcoming lectures. The next item is direct wages. Direct wages are related with the factory expenses. So all factory expenses are shown in the manufacturing account. Then the other item is factory rate. This is also related with factory. This will also be shown on the debit side of the manufacturing account. Next item is sales. Sales is an income of the business concern. So all type of expenses and incomes are shown in the trading account, not in the manufacturing account. So sales, this item is related with the trading account. This will be shown there only. Leasehold building at cost. Leasehold building at cost. This is the cost of the building. This is asset. So all type of assets are shown in the balance sheet. Next is factory power. Factory power is the power which is used in the factory. So this is also related with the factory. So all factory expenses are to be shown in the manufacturing account. The next item is plant and machinery. So the plant and machinery is asset, and again all assets are shown in the balance sheet. The last item is indirect wages, which is 97,300. All type of direct expenses, indirect expenses which are related with the factory, which are related with the manufacturing of goods, are to be shown in the manufacturing account only. As you can see, the other items which are given here are provision for depreciation. This is provision for depreciation of leasehold building, plant and machinery, fixtures and fittings. These items are not related with manufacturing account, so will not be shown in the manufacturing account. Repairs to building. Since this item is related with the factory, will be shown in the manufacturing account. The other item is carriage outward. Carriage outward, this is the transportation cost which incurred on the sales. How to recognize whether this is incurred on the sales or on a purchase? If it is written in the question that this is carriage inward, inward means that when we are purchasing goods. So carriage inward is imposed, is charged on the goods purchase, and it is to be shown in the manufacturing account. If it is carriage outward, this is the transportation cost which is incurred at the time of sales of goods. So this item is related with the selling and distribution head, and all selling and distribution expenses are to be shown in the profit and loss account. So this particular item, that is carriage outward, is not related with the manufacturing account, will not be shown here. The next item is material purchases. Material purchases, the material which we have purchased. So this material purchases related with the factory will be shown in the manufacturing account. Next is direct fees. All type of fees, legal fees, admin, all these items are related with the office expenses. All office expenses are related with the profit and loss account. The next one is return inward. Return inward means when goods are written by the customer. So these are known as sales return. Return inward means sales return. So since we are showing sales in the trading account, and sales return also will be shown in the trading account. The next item is carriage inward. This is the transportation cost which incurred on the purchases. Since we are showing purchases in the manufacturing account, so any transportation cost which is incurred on the purchases will be shown in the manufacturing account itself. Replacement cost of fixed asset, this won't be shown in the manufacturing account. So first of all, you need to segregate all the items which are given in the question. So those items which will come in the manufacturing account will be posted in the manufacturing account only. The additional information which is given along with this question is the first point, the factory building are held on 30-year lease. It is given in the question that this factory building is in for 30-year lease. The second item, second information in this question is closing stock. Why it is a closing stock? As it is appearing, it is unsold on the 31st March 2020 at the end of the year. That's why it is a closing stock. This is shown closing stock of raw material, work in progress and finished goods. So only stock, closing stock of raw material and work in progress will be shown in the manufacturing account, and the closing stock of finished good will be shown in the trading account. The third point which is given here is depreciate plant and machinery at 12.5% using the straight line method. Whenever we purchase any asset, so depreciation would be charged on that particular asset. So the rate of depreciation which is given here is 12.5%, and the method of charging depreciation is straight line method. There are some methods to charge depreciation. We would be discussing about these methods of depreciation and what is depreciation in our upcoming lectures. So the method of depreciation which is given here is straight line method to charge the depreciation, and the rate of depreciation is given 12.5. As you can see from the ledger balances given here in the question is plant and machinery is shown at a cost of 75,200, and the rate of depreciation which is given in the question is 12.5%. So if we calculate 12.5% of 75,200, that comes to 9,400 per annum. So this is the amount of depreciation, and since plant and machinery this is related with the factory, so depreciation which is an expense, which is a factory expense, will be shown in the manufacturing account. The other item, other depreciation, is given fixtures and fittings at the rate of 10% using written down value method. This is the another method of charging depreciation, and since fixtures and fittings is an item of profit and loss account, so this will be shown in the profit and loss account. The next item is given the factory production was charged to the finished goods at cost. So what we have to do here, we have to prepare the manufacturing account for the year ended 31st March 2020. So as we have already segregated all the items which are related with the manufacturing account, the first item which is appearing here is opening stock of raw material and opening stock of work in progress. So opening stock of finished goods won't be appearing here since it is a manufacturing account. Manufacturing account includes all items which are related with the manufacturing only. The next item which is given here is purchases of raw material, purchases of work in progress. If it is given in the question, then it will be shown. If it is given in the question that we have purchased finished goods, then this purchase will be shown in the trading account. The next item which is appearing here is carriage inward 6,800, direct wages 1,10,000, and all manufacturing overheads which includes building repair, factory rates, factory power, indirect wages, and depreciation on factory building. Depreciation on factory building, how to calculate this? No percentage to calculate depreciation on factory building is given in this question. So how to calculate? The cost of factory building which is given in the question is building at cost, and the value of the building which is given here is 60,000, and the time of the building is given here 30-year lease. When rate of depreciation is not given in the question and we need to calculate depreciation on that particular asset, there is a formula to calculate depreciation, and that formula is cost of the asset divided by life of the asset. So the cost of asset is 60,000 divided by life of the asset which is 30 years. So 60,000 divided by 30, that comes to 62,000 per annum, and the depreciation on plant and machinery, which we have already calculated, that is 75,200 was the cost of the plant and machinery. Rate of depreciation given in the question, that is 12.5%, so this comes to 9,400. Come on the credit side, as you can see, closing stock of raw material and work in progress is shown here, whereas the closing stock of finished goods is not depicted here, because that is the item of trading account, not manufacturing account. And the balancing figure of this manufacturing account, your debit side is exceeding credit side. The total of the debit side, the total of the expenses comes to 4,30,400, whereas there are only two items which are appearing on the credit side, that is stock of raw material and work in progress, which is 62,000. So 4,30,400 minus 62,000, this is the balancing figure of this manufacturing account, and this balancing figure is known as cost of goods produced, or it is known as cost of goods sold. So this balancing figure will be transferred to the trading account. Now, the next account, which is prepared by the manufacturing concern as well as by the non-manufacturing concern, this is the trading account. The type of trading account is also a nominal account, and trading account shows the result of buying and selling of goods or rendering of services. It is prepared to calculate gross profit or gross loss of a business for a specific period of time, normally an accounting year. The cost of goods sold or services rendered is matched with the sale proceeds of goods sold or services rendered. If the sales are more than the cost of goods sold, which is generally known as COGS, if the sales are more than the cost of goods sold or services rendered, the difference between the two is known as gross profit. If it is a reverse case, if the cost of goods sold are more than the sales, if your expenses are more than the sales, the difference is known as a gross loss. Either of these two will be appeared in the trading account, either gross profit or gross loss. So how to calculate this gross profit? By applying the formula. The formula to calculate gross profit is net sales revenue minus cost of goods sold, where net sales revenue means all type of sales, whether the sales are cash sales or credit sales. If any sales return are there, then has to be deducted from it. The next one is how to calculate COGS, which is cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold is calculated by applying the formula opening stock, net purchases minus closing stock plus direct expenses, wherein net purchases means all type of purchases, whether cash purchases, credit purchases, less purchase return. This is the format of trading account, and this trading account is a nominal account, and the rule of the nominal account says debit all expenses and losses, credit all income and gains. Because of that rule, all the expenses and losses are shown on the debit side of this account, and all income, which is here sales, are shown on the credit side of this account. As you can see, the first item is appearing opening stock. Which type of a stock? I explain you there are three type of stock, that is raw material, work in progress and finished goods. If we are preparing both the accounts, if we are a manufacturing concern and we are preparing manufacturing account as well as trading account, in that case opening stock of raw material and work in progress will be shown in the manufacturing account, and opening stock of finished goods will be shown in the trading account. Similarly, purchases relating to the finished goods will be shown here, and the points which we have to consider here while calculating purchases are: we need to deduct purchase return. We need to deduct purchase return out of the purchase if purchase return are given here. Then after deducting purchase return, if goods destroyed by fire is given in the question, then that has to be deducted. That is known as an abnormal loss. Goods for personal use withdrawn by the owner. If owner has withdrawn some goods for his personal use, that is ultimately decreasing the purchases. So whatever is the transaction that which is affecting the purchases, that has to be deducted out of purchases. So the examples of these are purchase return, abnormal loss, which is goods destroyed by fire, goods destroyed by theft, goods for personal use, goods distributed as free sample, goods distributed for charities. So these items are to be deducted out of purchases. The next one is given direct expenses, and it includes carriage inward, wages, fuel, power and lighting expenses, manufacturing expenses, coal, gas and power, motive power, octroi. Octroi is a type of tax which is charged on the interstate transaction. And on the credit side, as you can see, the sales are appearing. Sales is an income. If sales return are given, then that has to be deducted. Closing stock of finished goods. And in a continuation, on the debit side, import duty, this is also tax, custom duty, consumable store, freight and insurance, royalty on manufactured goods, packing charges, all these expenses will be shown on the debit side of this account. What will come on the credit side? Only sales. Sales will be shown on the credit side of this account, that is sales and sales. If sales return are there, then that has to be deducted. So by preparing this trading account, we'll come to know about the gross profit or gross loss. So in this case, either gross profit will be there or gross loss. If debit side exceed credit side, if your expenses exceed your income, then in that case gross loss will be there. And if it is the reverse case, your credit side exceed, that your income exceed debit, then in that case gross profit will be there. The important points which are related with the stock. The first item is that we classify stock into two categories, that is opening stock and closing stock. So opening stock refers to the closing stock of unsold goods at the end of the previous year, accounting year, which has been brought forward in the current accounting period. This is shown on the debit side of the trading account. And what is closing stock? Closing stock refers to the stock of unsold goods at the end of the current accounting period, and closing stock is valued. This is very important, at which value we have to record this closing stock in the books of account, that is in the trading account. So closing stock is valued either at the cost price or at market price, whichever is less. Such valuation of stock is based on the principle of conservatism, and this principle we have already discussed some concepts and conventions in our previous lecture, wherein I talked about the principle of conservatism or principle of prudence, and which says that we anticipate all future losses, not profits. So because of that rule, because of that convention, this closing stock is valued at cost price or market price, whichever is less. The next item, if what would be the treatment if the closing stock is given in the trial balance? If closing stock is given inside the trial balance, in that case this item is already existed, and this item will not be shown on the credit side of the trading account. This account will be shown only on the in the balance sheet. And if closing stock is given outside of the trial balance, in that case this item will be shown at two places, that is on the credit side of the trading account and on the balance sheet as an asset. Thank you so much everyone.